Hello and welcome to another one-on-one interview with the Atlantic Council of Canada. My guest today is the Ambassador of the Republic of Macedonia, Mr. Ljuben Tedovski. Mr. Tedovski holds a master's degree in contemporary diplomacy from the University of Malta and was previously the Director of the Sector for National Priorities at the Macedonian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Thank you for being my guest today.
It's a great pleasure and an honor. Thank you.
Thank you. What are Macedonia's goals at the upcoming NATO summit in Chicago?
Macedonia is the only applicant country for membership in NATO that has accomplished all the criteria which were foreseen in the membership action plan. And from that point on, we are very much hoping that this summit and the next summits will be very focused on the enlargement. As a small country, we have developed a very strong strategy and a lot of resources that were dedicated in our policies to become a NATO partner and to become a NATO member. So for us, for this summit, the issue of enlargement of the alliance is really crucial.
How do you view Greece's opposition to NATO's enlargement, and do you believe that it is a major impediment to Macedonia's ascension to NATO?
Macedonia has invested a large amount of money, of resources, in providing an atmosphere of democracy and security in the country and in the region. And for the 20 years development as an independent country, we've come up with policies that are promoting peace on the Balkans and partnerships with our neighbors. And we've done major sacrifices that might promote this process, though they were not very popular among Macedonian citizens. So we expect the same thing from our neighbors, and especially with the interim accord that we've signed with our neighbor Greece, we expect more than ever that they respect the interim accord and to respect the international law, which says that Macedonia should be part of NATO, and Greece is not in a position to block that.
There has been talk regarding a possible name change for the Macedonian state to allow for its inclusion in NATO. With roughly 40% of Macedonians opposed to such a move, what do you believe is the best way forward?
There is no Macedonian that would change its identity, as there is no other nation in the world that would like to change its identity. Taking this into consideration, we have to bear in mind that Macedonia had made tremendous compromises for the sake of good relations with its neighbors. Part of this process is the continuous talks with Greece about the use of our constitutional name in UN, which the Greek government and the Greek president are opposing. Nonetheless, we would be equally committed in this process of finding a good solution for the two nations and for the two countries that will remain for generations to live together in the Balkans. And we're very much hoping that with this friendly relation, with this relation of which is promoting partnership, the relation which is promoting peace in the region, we would help both countries, both nations, and the efforts of NATO, which are for the security and stability in Europe and in the world.
Macedonia has been involved in a membership action plan since 1999. What have been the critical issues that your country has addressed through this plan?
The membership action plan is a checked tool that is supporting the countries which are preparing for enlargement and has helped Macedonia as well as other countries to be prepared and to be a really good candidate for NATO membership. I'm very, very happy to mention that we have finalized 4 years ago all the negotiations and reached all the criteria set up by the membership action plan. Through the map, we've prepared high standards for the Macedonian professional army. We've solved all the issues which were on the side of the military competitiveness of the army and compatibility with the armies of the alliance. And we're very proud to mention that all the time that we're part of some of the crucial missions of the alliance. We're part of peacekeeping missions led by UN and the European Union, and that makes Macedonia as a country and as a military very competitive candidate for membership. The membership action plan is a good framework that is really sharing with the partners who is a candidate country that is really prepared, and even more, who is a future member that might really help the NATO efforts and strengthen the alliance and its efforts in the future.
Can you comment on Macedonia's role in NATO missions, particularly in regards to its presence in Afghanistan?
Macedonian presence in Afghanistan is really something that is pushing the limits of a small country. It is we have a really high standing point on the rankings of presence of different militaries. Macedonia is the fourth country if you compare the number of soldiers and the number of citizens. And then this is making Macedonia really an active partner of the alliance, and even more if you see what are Macedonian soldiers' roles in Afghanistan. The Macedonian soldiers are guarding the headquarters of the mission, and they're working very closely with the American military mission and the other partners like Canada and Turkey. So this is an ongoing partnership that is growing with every next day. At the same time, Macedonia has made significant contributions to international peacekeeping missions in Lebanon, in Bosnia, and even Macedonia was present in the effort in Iraq. So all these missions have provided with significant facts that are speaking much about Macedonia as a country, but as well as Macedonian military, how prepared they are, how compatible they are with the armies of the alliance. We are very proud to mention that Macedonia has been in all these missions very active, very efficient in partnering with other countries and with other military missions, and finally very efficient in working together with the local populations.
Can you comment on Canadian and Macedonian relations, particularly through NATO and also our bilateral relations economically and politically?
The Macedonian-Canadian relations are very strong, and they can be called a strong partnership. It is a long-standing partnership connected to the very strong involvement of the Macedonian diaspora from Canada into the efforts for liberation and democracy of the country, and it evolves further as a partnership between two countries which are caring deeply for common values, caring deeply for the peace in the world, caring deeply for peacekeeping initiatives, as well as caring deeply for development of free market economy, business-friendly environment. So I'm very lucky to be an ambassador in a country that shares our values. We don't have open issues, and the lucky you get, you probably have more possibilities to work towards something more concrete, and the more concrete cooperation involves multilateral cooperation through NATO, but as well cultural and economic initiatives. The aspect of the NATO cooperation of Macedonia and Canada is very strong. We've had some very strong and supportive initiatives from the Canadian government that the Macedonian government is respecting very much. We've had a very strong initiative for the consensus -1 in NATO by the Canadian Minister of Defense, Peter MacKay. which was supposed to overcome the local nationalistic policies of different members, especially in the case of Greece and Macedonia, and the Greek problem with the Macedonian identity. Even more, just days ago, we had meetings between the Canadian and Macedonian ministers of foreign affairs in Brussels. Minister Popovsky and Minister Barrett just met to discuss how Macedonia can strengthen its case in NATO. We feel the Canadian support both through concrete initiatives which are supporting Macedonia and on principle level with multilateral initiatives where we express our shared values. I deeply believe that Macedonia and Canada share a great partnership. They live in the Euro-Atlantic dream of a more peaceful, more democratic and economically free and wealthy future for our societies and our citizens. Macedonia and Canada are making great strides to develop their economies even further, to open new possibilities, and especially I can see a lot of parallels between the Macedonian and Canadian government trying to make the environment even more friendly for businesses, for foreign investments, and for businesses inside our countries. Macedonia is doing quite a lot of new initiatives for the education, and we had really some international recognitions that are really promoting our educational system, our friendly economy. We've been working very closely with the Canadian Foreign Ministry and the other ministries in the government to establish this cooperation on different levels between the universities, between the different provinces, between the different cities through a sister city program. So I think that this is evolving partnership that would strengthen both our nation and would bring much more prosperity to our citizens in the two countries.
Thank you for being my guest today.
It's my honor.
And thank you for watching. Check back at www.atlantic-council.ca for more interviews, articles, and upcoming events. Thank you.